Have you ever felt as if you were lost in a sea of loneliness, not knowing when or how to return to social life and the path to personal fulfillment? Today, we're going to talk about an important phase that all of us go through at some point: personal isolation. This can be a crucial period for individual growth, where we withdraw from the outside world to look inward, reflect, and get to know ourselves better. Although it can be challenging, this phase is temporary and essential for introspection and self-development. Our goal here is to encourage and guide you to recognize the signs that indicate the end of this isolation phase. Knowing how to identify these signs is key so that you can re-engage with the world in a meaningful and positive way, opening yourself up to new experiences and opportunities. Welcome to the Rational Spirituality Channel, a space dedicated to the exploration and sharing of knowledge that leads us to an extraordinary life experience. Today, we will dive together into this journey of discovery, where each revelation is an invitation to look more deeply into ourselves and the fabric of the universe. We will follow examples of people who, like many of us, face significant challenges during their periods of isolation. The stories of these individuals are mirrors that reflect the struggles and victories of many who are going through the same process. Thus, through their experiences, we will explore how we can identify these signs in our own lives and take the first steps towards a new phase of social interaction and personal fulfillment. You begin to notice an increase in energy and vitality that you haven't felt for some time. After a period where exhaustion and lack of motivation seem to dominate your days, there is now a renewed sense of vigor and enthusiasm. This renewed energy is one of the first signs that your phase of isolation may be coming to an end. This new vitality can be a powerful motivator to seek new experiences and interactions. Perhaps you feel inspired to start a new hobby, engage in projects that were on hold, or even resume physical activities. The feeling of being full of energy not only improves your physical well-being, but also opens doors to new opportunities and experiences. For example, consider the story of Marcos, who after months of feeling without energy, began to notice a gradual increase in vitality. He took advantage of this new phase to start running again, something he loved but had abandoned. This change transformed his routine, bringing a new sense of purpose and joy. Another clear sign that your isolation phase is coming to an end is a growing desire to reconnect with others. During isolation, the idea of socializing may have seemed exhausting or even undesirable. However, now you may feel a renewed impulse to approach friends, family, and even meet new people. Social connections are essential for our emotional and spiritual well-being. They offer us support, understanding, and a sense of belonging. When we start to feel the desire to reconnect, it's an indication that we're ready to open our hearts and minds to others again. Let's consider the experience of Sarah Walker, who went through an extended period of isolation. Recently, she began to feel more open to participating in social events and workshops. This desire to interact emerged naturally, and Sarah found new joy in sharing moments and stories with other people. She discovered that these renewed connections not only enriched her social life, but also brought a new perspective on her own experiences and challenges. As you begin to emerge from your phase of isolation, one of the most notable changes may be a renewed sense of mental clarity and focus. During isolation, your mind may have been filled with doubts and uncertainties, but now you begin to perceive a clearer direction for your personal goals and purposes. This mental clarity is a powerful sign that you are ready to make more assertive decisions aligned with your true self. You may start to identify career goals, personal projects, or even lifestyle changes with more confidence and determination. This new focus allows you to prioritize what really matters and eliminate unnecessary distractions. Joanna, after a period of deep introspection, began to feel a renewed clarity about her passions and ambitions. She decided to invest in her continuing education, focusing on an area that always interested her, but that she never had the courage to explore. This clarity not only gave Joanna a sense of purpose, but also motivated her to follow a path more aligned with her true desires and values. During isolation, it's common for self-criticism to become a constant voice in our minds. However, as you begin to exit this phase, you may notice a decrease in this severe self-criticism and an increase in self-compassion. This is one of the most transformative signs that you are ready to re-engage with the world in a healthier and more balanced way. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. When you begin to practice self-compassion, your self-image becomes more positive and your self-confidence grows. This doesn't mean ignoring your flaws, but rather approaching them with a spirit of acceptance and growth. Let's return to the story of Sarah Walker, who during her isolation struggled with intense feelings of self-criticism. However, as she began to practice self-compassion, she noticed a significant change in her perspective. Instead of blaming herself for every mistake, Sarah began to forgive herself and learn from her experiences. This change brought notable improvements in her self-esteem and motivation, allowing her to move forward with more lightness and confidence. Recognizing these signs of mental clarity and self-compassion is crucial to understanding that you are ready to leave isolation behind and re-engage with the world in a way that promotes growth and personal fulfillment. One of the most revealing signs that your isolation phase is coming to an end is the return of creativity and inspiration. During periods of deep introspection, it's common to feel disconnected from sources of creativity and passion. However, as you emerge from this phase, you may begin to notice a revived creative flame, ready to be explored. This return to creativity can manifest in various ways. New ideas for projects, the desire to resume old hobbies, or even the inspiration to start something entirely new. Creativity is a powerful form of personal expression and a clear indication that you are reconnecting with your authentic self. Paulo, during his isolation, felt unmotivated and uninspired to continue his art. But over time, he began to feel a new wave of creativity. Paulo resumed his drawings and paintings, finding profound joy and fulfillment in the process. This renewed inspiration not only enriched his personal life, but also connected him with a community of artists who share his passions. Another significant sign that your isolation phase is coming to an end is a growing feeling of inner peace and acceptance. During isolation, you may have faced emotional turmoil and internal conflicts, but now, you begin to feel a serenity that you haven't experienced for some time. This feeling of peace is accompanied by an acceptance of your own experiences and journey. You learn to see your struggles and challenges as part of the growth process, allowing yourself to be kinder and more understanding towards yourself. This acceptance brings a sense of completeness and balance, preparing you to face new challenges with more resilience and optimism. Consider the experience of Clara, who after a long period of isolation, began to feel an increasing inner peace. She learned to accept her imperfections and the difficulties she faced, recognizing them as important stages in her personal journey. This acceptance brought Clara a new perspective on life, enabling her to approach the future with an open heart and full of hope. Recognizing these signs of a return to creativity and inner peace is essential to realize that you are ready to leave isolation behind. These changes indicate that you are prepared to embrace new experiences and challenges with a renewed spirit and an open mind, moving towards a more fulfilling and accomplished life. Let's recap the signs we've discussed, indicating that your isolation phase is coming to an end. First, we talked about the renewed sense of energy and vitality, a clear indication that you are ready to seek new experiences. Next, we discussed the desire for social connection, a sign that you are open to re-establishing ties and creating new friendships. Mental clarity and direction show that you have a more defined vision of your goals and purpose. The reduction of self-criticism and the increase in self-compassion reflect growth in self-acceptance and self-confidence. The return to creativity and inspiration demonstrates that you are reconnected with your passions. Finally, the feeling of peace and acceptance indicates that you have found balance and serenity in your journey. Now, it's time for you to recognize these signs in your own life. Notice when your energy is high, when the desire to socialize resurfaces, when your goals become clearer, and your self-compassion grows. These are valuable moments that deserve to be embraced and celebrated. Use these signs as guides to re-engage with the outside world in a meaningful and positive way. Remember, personal growth is an ongoing process. Every step you take towards social interaction and personal fulfillment is an advancement in your journey. The isolation phase may have been necessary, but what comes next is a phase of expansion, discovery, and joy. If you resonated with these words, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content on spirituality and spiritual growth. Thank you for joining me on this journey of spiritual awakening. Let's create a community of mutual support where we can inspire each other to live with more inner freedom and authenticity every step of the way. To let me know you've made it this far, write in the comments the phrase, "My isolation phase has come to an end." Also, share with us your reflections and experiences with personal isolation. Have you noticed any of the signs of the end of the isolation phase in your life? How have they influenced your decisions and feelings? Your story may be the light that guides others on their own journeys of awakening. May the light guide your path, always.